Hi guys. So, if you're anything like me, you probably like collecting video games. You probably like having physical video games, like this copy I have of San Andreas here, um, or you know, my whole collection here. So you're probably like me, and you like the feel of physical games. You like opening them up and seeing all the bits and bobs. So I thought in this video I will go through my current PS2 game collection. I'll share some thoughts on the games themselves, whether I've completed them. Spoiler, I haven't completed a lot of them. Whether I've played them. Now, I have played pretty much all of them. And just what my general thoughts are, what box art, certain things, just about the games. Because, yeah, I really like collecting physical stuff. I have done so, I would say, probably for about the last 4 to 5 years, I started getting into retro stuff. It happened when we were clearing out some of my brother's stuff, and I found an old PS2 that he had kept since we were kids. Surprisingly, still works. A fat black PS2, and so I thought to myself, well, this is pretty cool. And he also had with it his copies of Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Manhunt. And so therein started my little collection journey. And ever since I picked up those games and hooked it up to my monitor, I kind of went down a rabbit hole of just, okay, now I want to go back into all my PS3 games. Oh, actually, now I want to go back to PlayStation 1 too. Oh, I now want to see what it looks like emulated on a PC. Actually, I want to get a CRT, and I've been through all the phases. I got a CRT actually about a year ago, but unfortunately it died. I am looking to pick another one up. But anyway, just to say that I have been on this whole collecting rabbit hole for the past, I'd say, 5 years. And really in the last 2 years, I've been a bit more intentional about it. Now, unfortunately, I did have a bigger collection than I think it's 16 or so games. Or no, it's not 16 yet. It's about 13. I have 3 on the way. But I did have a bigger collection than this not too long ago. Unfortunately, if you go back, well, not unfortunately, it was a choice I made, a good one in my estimation overall, but it did lead to me having some financial difficulty, which I'm still going through. So unfortunately, I got to the point where I did have to regretfully sell a couple of games, and this was actually right before, or right around when Sony announced it was before Sony announced that they were stopping production of physical discs, and then people since then have just gone kind of nuts with the retro stuff. But so unfortunately, I did sell some games that I really wish I didn't in hindsight, and it actually has led to me now that I had recently traded in my PS5 Pro, and I actually used a little bit of that money to get a few of the games back. If you want to know what games they are, I will do a video showing those games off when they come. I think I just got one delivered to my parents' place. So when I go pick that and the other 2 games along with it, I'll do a video on those ones too. If this is something that you guys like. But anyway, so needless to say, I did have a bigger collection. I think in total, at the height of it, I might have had about 24 or 25 PS2 games, and currently I have about 16. So not crazy. I will build my way back up, especially since Sony announced that fucking bullshit decision to just totally ignore loyal fans and go for the greed, which is a pretty it's a pretty popular decision that a lot of companies are making today, unfortunately, to go with the greed route and just maximize profits, right? But alas, thought it would be fun today to just go over the collection. So I'm just going to start. I'll go through the game. I'll show whether it's complete or not, and I'll talk a little bit about it. This one here, GTA San Andreas. Now, what can I say about this? Great game. I remember when my brothers first picked it up because they were all older than me. I was born in 95, so I'm 30. I'll be 32 soon. But my brothers were at least 6 to 10 years older than me, so I remember when they picked this up in 2004, and was it 2000? No, 2000. It was 2004. Yeah, 2004 here in Australia, and I just remember the graphics when I first saw it compared to Vice City. I was like, oh. Even though it really wasn't that much of a difference, I think it was more the scope and the different environment just made it feel like a different game. Like, I legit remember just watching him drive through the Grove Street area, and like all the little details, the train tracks, that like all the little details of the shops. It was crazy. I mean, look, compared to what we got now, but even still, this game, it has not lost its touch. I remember the massive bunny hop cheat that you could get. And I did back in the day when we used to print out you guys probably remember when you used to print out the cheats on the paper, and you'd keep them in this little bit here for safekeeping. And I remember I had the cheat for the bunny hop where you just could bunny hop as high as you could, and I remember just exploiting the shit out of that and trying to get as high as I could up in the air, to the point where I think some people got to the point where they could go outside of the map. But anyway, great game. This is pretty much complete. However, there's something weird in here. I don't know why, but I actually have the GTA 2 and GTA map. So there you go. I don't really know. It's like I don't know whether this comes in this edition or I just have this lying around from something else. But I also have the original poster in here too, which I will try to open up and show you guys. There you go. So that's pretty cool. It's got the map there too. Yeah, so this is a great game. Am I going to be able to fold this map up without ripping it? You know what? Let's just put that to the side, because I am crap at folding maps up and I don't want to risk. But, case is in, the disc, is in pretty good condition too. This is actually the one from our childhood, which is pretty crazy. I don't know where the manual is. I thought I had it. But anyway, so there's that. That's GTA. Great game. Now, on to the next one. Manhunt. Now, apparently this is a pretty rare game on PS2, and this is complete. So it's got the manual there. Great game. I remember being way too young for this, especially seeing like the piggy, Mr. Piggy, I think he's called, is he? Yeah. Just the way they they explain everything too, like it's a kind of like a snuff film catalog. They have the smile. It's just sick, man. Sick, twisted, but awesome. Like the imagery. I mean, look at that. Full color. Back when they used to give a shit. Manhunt's a great game. I think I passed it when I was a kid. I do remember the part where you go through the hedges and you got the shotgun and you got like those SWAT kind of guys with the balaclavas or whatever on. I think if I'm remembering that correctly. I remember the nail gun. Great game. I really have to go back and actually play this one, and it is one I want to play. So, great game. And Matrix. Oh, banger. The combat system in this is great. Unfortunately, I do not have the manual. But what to say about the Matrix Path of Neo? I have not played the first one, the Enter the Matrix, I believe it is. But this one's great, guys. The combat system in this, man, honestly unparalleled even to this day in terms of, I don't know, just in terms of how it flowed, and there were like I remember I did the battle recently where you're in like the reed fields or whatever with that teleporting dude, and then Trinity comes in, and just how everything flows, look, yeah, over 600 martial arts style fighting moves. I wouldn't doubt that that's close, like it says it on there, but still, yeah, I just really like the combat system in this game. It's so sick, running up the walls, going in slow-mo, just getting those combos off and knocking people. When you're on that bridge thing, that kumite kind of area, knocking the dudes off into the pits. Great game. Now, these next 3 games, obviously, as you can tell by the shirt, big fan. So I'll start with the first one, and a classic. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. The disc is actually in my PS2. That's why the disc isn't there. That just tells you how much of a banger game this is. You know, you got the manual there too. This is one of my favorites. I remember watching the intro video where Kung Lao and Liu Kang are fighting like Shang Tsung and like Goro, and then is it Onaga comes out? No, Goro comes out, I believe, in that one. Yeah, no, that's a different Mortal Kombat where Onaga comes out. But Goro comes out, and just the cutscene, the action, and then the game itself, like the co-op play, the fatalities, just the combat system in general is really fun. The levels are varied, but I have not passed it to this day. Even with my brother, I remember because we used to rent games at Video Easy, and we rented this one a few times. It was one of those games that was an overnight hire, but we would just keep it for like 3 or 4 days and do little sneakies so Mum wouldn't know. And she'd be like, "Hey, wasn't that game meant to go back tomorrow?" I'd be like, "No, I think it's a 3-day." And then such a shitty move, man, because your parents would have to pay the extra fee. But sometimes they that would mean that we couldn't rent a game the next week if we did that. So, you know, you take the good with the bad. But great game. Shaolin Monks, really enjoyed this one. Still haven't passed it, and I will pass it. But moving on, because I don't want this video to be super long. Mortal Kombat Deception. Again, great game. This was the one that had chess combat. It is the complete version. I usually like to get completes. Very rarely will I get one without a manual. But yeah, chess combat, puzzle combat. Puzzle combat was great. I remember, man, my brother used to absolutely wreck me in that, and I hated it. And, I'm almost forgetting the best thing, Conquest, man. I love the Conquest mode. I know a lot of people think it might be boring or whatever, but going to Outworld, going to, was it the Chaos Realm? I think it's the Chaos Realm. The Order Realm, the Nether Realm. I mean, man, awesome. Different environments. You talk to all the different people, then you have the fights. It's just great. They just don't do it like that anymore. You know, just not the real originality and trying to do things differently off the beaten path. Everything seems so copy and paste now, but this is why I love Mortal Kombat so much. Just the atmosphere, the characters. I think this was the one with Draman and all those guys. Cobra, fucking just awesome game. And who could forget Armageddon? Now, Armageddon might be my least favorite out of the 3, to be honest. I know it has the biggest roster, but to be honest, you know, that's why they didn't all have exclusive fatalities, because they had the big roster and they obviously weren't going to go through the trouble of animating 2 different fatalities for every single character, over 60 characters. I can understand it, but at the same time, that's what made it for me not that great of a one. Not just that, but the fact that, you know, even the fighting moves, some of them didn't have many move sets, some of them felt like copy and pastes. Yeah, it was cool seeing the full roster in there. Like, the character select screen looked awesome, just from an artistic standpoint, all the different shades of the character, backgrounds and everything. But, you know, this did have the racing in it, motor combat, and it does have the creator fatality, which I didn't really like. It does have the creator character, which is great. Itchy as hell, sorry. But powerful combo attacks in midair, yeah, it had aerial combat. So it did have stuff, you know, but, like, I don't know. It just, to me, it didn't feel like as fleshed out as, like, Shaolin. I don't know, like, it seems like they try to do too much at once. Like, the creative character was cool, but it was a little forgettable, but still, great game, you know, awesome game. Just probably my least favorite out of the 3. All right, now, Rise to Honor. What can be said about Rise to Honor? It is a pretty awesome game. I have not passed it yet, and I only really found out about it after the fact. Like, I don't think I had this game growing up. This is the complete version, by the way. Yeah, I don't think I had this game growing up, but the cool thing about this one is it's like directional combat with the analog sticks. So you attack by like pushing them forward and shit. And you can, yeah, you got adrenaline too, which kind of enhances your combat. You got gunplay in this one. You got Jet Li. I mean, Jet Li, come on. What's that movie? Unleashed? Is it Unleashed with Jet Li? I think that's an awesome movie where he's like the slave and then he competes in the underground fight. Awesome movie. I wish they made a game of that, but still, this one's quite good. I've not passed it, but so I don't have heaps to say on it, but happy to have this one in my collection. This one, Psyops, Mind Gate Conspiracy. I love this game, but to be honest, I loved it a lot more when I was younger because that's when I actually played it the most. I've not played it for 20 something years. And this is the complete version, by the way. But this is a great game. You've got the telekinesis, the remote viewing, you've got the pyrokinesis. I just remember this one having a really cool physics engine with the ragdoll and throwing people in objects, and like the environments were quite interactive. Yeah, it's a cool game. This is what more can be said. I believe they maybe have this one on PS Plus now, but I wouldn't know. I don't have a PS5 anymore. I traded in my Pro so I could get more retro shit because this kind of stuff can't be beaten. And like the original is still awesome. Yeah, Midway as well. I really like the old Midway games. You can probably tell. Yes, one of my favorite games. Now, back in the day, this is The Punisher, by the way, and a pretty nice copy. I picked this one up from CX. It's got the manual. It's got the manual, and it's even got the little THQ thing in the back there. Now, and the disc is pretty nice too. Let me just show off the disc to all you people who like the disc. Yeah, it's a good copy. Now, Punisher is a great game. The thing I remember about this one was the environmental executions you could do, the interrogation, the gunplay, the atmosphere. Punisher's one of my favorite just characters, just in general. Man, just a great game. What more can be said? I really like fighting I can't remember his name, the blonde Russian dude. The sequence in the movie is cool too, the Tom Jane 2001 Punisher. That's I don't know, I also like the Bernthal, like current one, but I really like that Punisher movie. And the whole interaction with the Russian dude when you're in the jungle and then you go, I love that sequence in the game too. It's just a great game. The gunplay is great. The initial starting bit where you're in like the ghetto, you go through like the buildings in the New Yorkie area. Just awesome game. I have passed this twice when I was a kid. It's been a while. I do remember there was a level with the zoo, I think too. Someone in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, but great game. All right. Yes, Second Sight. Now I would say this is a similar-ish type of game to Psyops in the fact that you have like the telekinetic abilities in a certain sense. It's a bit more stealthy, but this one, just the story is really awesome. This is a pretty decent copy too. It's complete. I just like the atmosphere. It's from the same people that made Time Splitters, Codemasters. Man, just in general, this is an awesome game. I don't remember if back in the day I passed it. I feel like I did. But I just remember recently, before I picked this game up, remembering a game from my childhood where you were like in a mental hospital or something and you escaped. And I remember renting it at Video Easy and thinking this game's awesome. And I couldn't remember the game. And I ended up Google searching it. And yeah, I eventually found Second Sight. So I got it off eBay for a pretty good price now. Because I don't know how much this one's worth. Not that I care. I'm not going to sell this one. But great game. All right, we're getting pretty close to the end now, guys. We got 3 more, including this one. Spartan Total Warrior. I am a Spartan geek. I like anything Spartan related. I like anything Mortal Kombat related. Anything like that, I just love. I don't know. Have I got my? No, I haven't got my car keys here, but I got a little Spartan thing on there. I just like the whole warrior mindset. I just love that whole time period too, like ancient Rome and shit. And this game was awesome, dude. They do not make enough Spartan, Roman, warrior games anymore. What the hell? At least I feel like there's not as many. If you guys know of some cool ones or some other cool ones on PS2 or PS3, let me know. But I love this one. This was like large scale warfare. Kind of they're like Dynasty Warriors, but not quite. You had a lot of like separate, I think they were like missions, and there would be, mythical creatures like the minute. It's just awesome. 60 different enemy types. I mean, yeah, this is an awesome game. I would highly recommend this one. Not a lot of people I feel like maybe have played this one, but highly recommended. Alright, we're getting close to the end now, guys. SpongeBob Creature from the Krusty Krab. I fucking love the Bob Man. This one's a great one. I remember the racing minigame, the burning rubber in Diesel Dreaming was what it was called. That's right. This was the one where you played through the different worlds. So I remember playing this when I was a kid. Now I do believe I passed it. I believe this was one of the games, one of the rare ones that I actually passed in the course of renting it from Video Easy. Not one that I ended up renting like 5 times and never passing. But yeah, this one is great. This is one of the better SpongeBob games. Battle for Bikini Bottom's another one I want to get. And the SpongeBob movie is another one I want to add to the collection. But this one's great. And it is complete. I'm going to take that sticker off. Alright, and finally, I thought I had the manual for this. I guess I was tripping. I could have sworn I did, but maybe not. Regardless, this one. This one is great. Shadow of Rome. I never played this as a kid. I only recently found out that it existed. And when I did, I was like, oh, I've got to get a copy of that. Now, yes, unfortunately, this isn't one that has the manual in it. But this is one, I like to get complete games, but if I really just want to play the game itself, I don't mind getting the disc and then either later getting the manual or buying one with a manual and then reselling this one when prices go up, whatever, which might not be smart. But either way, to just get the manual, I don't care at that point. But this is a great one. I never played it as a kid, like I said, but I did get it on an emulator, play a bit of it, and then I wanted to actually add it to my physical collection. It's very... How do I describe this one? It's like not Yakuza, but like you have weapon pickups. It's got a good combat system. They do have a stealth part of the game too, which I don't really care for. I'm actually currently... It's why I haven't progressed, because I reached a stealth area in this bit, and I was like, you got to like go through and infiltrate the court or something. I was like, oh man, I just want to like slash cunts. But yeah, this is a great game though. Like I said, anything Rome, anything Spartan, I'm a huge fan of. So yeah, there we go, guys. That is the full stack so far. I think it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But I have 3 games coming, and I will do a video on those games in the future if that is something you guys would like to see. But there you go. That's my PS2 collection. Let me know what you think. Have you played any of those games? Any favorites in there? And also, what are some games that you would recommend based on what you see in my collection? Because as you can see, I have a tendency towards combat, Sparta, Rome, war, heavy combat games I like, anything martial arts fighting I like. Anything like that I'm pretty into. But I have a wide taste, but also based on that, maybe you guys have some similar gems you could recommend. So one thing I like about the people that collect and the collecting community, they're all very welcoming, open people. And also there's a lot more of us than I would have first thought. And I think it's probably becoming more and more popular because of, everyone's seeing it just in general, right? Like the fact that companies don't really seem to give a shit anymore about fan service or anything like this. They're treating us more like consumers than customers. That's why they focus so much on profits. Yada yada yada. I could talk for hours on this, and I do videos on that kind of stuff too. But if this is something you guys like, I might put this on a separate channel. But I will be making a video because I just recently did get 3 more games through eBay that 2 of them I previously had in my collection. One of them's a new one, and so I will do a video on those ones when I pick them up from my parents' place, once they all get delivered there. You may be asking, why don't you just ship them to your place, Mike? Well, if I ship them to my place, where I live, people like to steal packages. So I can't exactly do that. And I do not want to risk these ones getting stolen by, the homeless population outside where I live. So, which is usually the case. So yeah. But anyway, guys, on that note, I hope you liked going through my collection. Like I said, I did have a bigger one. I had Spawn. I had Victory Boxing. I had some pretty good ones. I had Beatdown Fists of Vengeance. Yes, I traded that in at I know, silly, I should have done that. I had Urban Rain. These are the ones I parted with because they were more valuable, but I do intend on getting some of those back. But yeah, anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this video. I can do another one. This was a bit rambly, 26 minutes. Shit. But if this was something you guys liked, I can do more videos like this in the future, because anything games and gaming, retro especially, I could talk about for hours. I love it. But yeah, thanks for checking out the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one, which will probably be in a few days. Okay? Peace.